Here is a list of items that you will need to complete this project. All of the details will be in the description box as well as on your screen. Be sure to take screenshots and notate what is being used throughout this project. Most of the items can be found at Home Depot, Walmart, and Joann's. Fabric can be found on Amazon at a cheaper price. It is up to you. So here I am showing you the boards that you will need. Let's jump right into it. So you will start by putting your boards together. What I learned on making these boxes, if you put the 12 by 12 boards on the outside of the long boards, it will make it easier. Here you can see that I have my board on the inside. Either way it goes, the box will come out just right. It still will be the right size, but you know, I just learned that that part would be easier. So just connect those using your screws. I did 3 along each side. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. And then you're going to go in and you are going to add the top board to the box. You're making a box. Making a box is not that hard. For the top part, I put nails just to hold my board into place, and then I went back in with my screws. Now I did use a nail to make a small hole to give me a starting point to put my screws in to make it easier since my drill was acting crazy. And that's how I did that. Do what works for you. Just get the screws into the board and you're good to go. And you are going to repeat those steps for all 3 of the boxes. So it's going to be 2 boxes for the side of your bed, and it's going to be a box for the end of your bed. Also, just to check the sturdiness of my box, I went ahead and walked on top of it to make sure that we were good on weight. Here I am showing you how my bed looks so far with building it. As you can see, I am missing about 4 inches from the footboard and 4 inches from the headboard. Reason being, they didn't have 100-inch long boards, so now I have to go in and add those boards. So here you see me adding parts of those boards to the footboard. The guy at Home Depot cut my board wrong, and listen, sis was not happy about my boards not being the right inch when I told him the right inch, but we're not gonna go there because I'm getting an attitude. But anyway, just add that piece on if your board isn't 100% accurate. You know, make it work, make it do what it do. We know how to rig. Let's get this popping, get this moving. So after rigging my boards with some screws and some nails, making sure it's nice and sturdy, go ahead and walk on it. You're going to go ahead and add your foam topper, mattress topper, whatever you call this thing. You're going to add that to the top. You can use spray adhesive to stick it to the board, or you can use a stapler. They both work pretty much the same way. You're going to add the foam to the top, the sides, and the front of your board. You do not have to add it to the back. Just make sure you cover up the corner some, so you give yourself some cushion just in case you stump your toe. Okay, you're going to go ahead and repeat those same steps for all of your boxes. Here is a photo I found from a young lady on YouTube on how to make the tufting pattern. So to begin, you're going to do 4 inches by 4 inches. So 4 inches in length from the edge, 4 inches in width from the edge. And you can watch me, I did it and I made, you see those small marks. After that, you are going to determine how far apart you would like to have your buttons. My buttons were 8 inches apart for the top and bottom row. Your top and bottom row is going to be the exact same. When you make your X, that is going to give you your middle row. So the diameter between my top and bottom row from button to button was 13 inches. So the middle button should have landed at 6.5 inches, which would have been the middle. Keep watching the video and you will see exactly what I mean. A tip for this is you don't have to measure 8 inches at the bottom, then do 8 inches at the top. You can make your 8 inches marks going across your top row and then connect them vertically, and then go in and make your X, and it will give you your middle row. Watching the video will make it make so much more sense. And then throughout doing this, I did put down my washers just so I can see the diamond pattern being formed, because sometimes when you're doing it, all you see is an X, but eventually you'll start to see your diamonds form, and that's the pattern that you would want. This is a snippet of my footboard of the pattern that I did, and I laid out the washers so that you can see the diamond effect. And then this is the front of my foot rail pattern. Of course, I will leave all of this in the description box of the exact measurements that I did, but do what works for you. I missed and skipped a part. You're going to, after you do your pattern, make a hole in your foam where you created your diamond marks, and then you're going to add your batting. Make sure you add an extra to the corners just in case you stump that toe. Okay, so once you do that, take your scissors and you're going to go back through your batting and reinforce the holes that you created on the diamond effect, as you see me doing here. Once you complete this step, go ahead and lay your fabric. Leave enough fabric on the sides so that when you create your tufting effect, it lays correctly. So what you are going to do is begin in the middle. Reach your hand under your fabric and locate the hole that you created. Place your finger there. Using your other hand, you are going to grab the washer and the screw. Place it on top of your finger. Once you remove your finger, you're going to press down and you're going to drill it in. And you're going to continue to repeat these steps to create your tufting effect. Again, reach under the fabric, locate the hole with your finger, place the washer and the screw in that spot and drill it down. Tug on your fabric a little bit to give you the tufting effect, and it also allows you to fold your fabric in the right direction. Once you complete your middle row, you are going to go back and complete your top or your bottom row. It's up to you, but be sure to start in the middle so you can work your way out so you don't cover any of the holes that you created prior to starting your tufts. So on my sideboards, I only tufted the top. On the footboard, I tufted the top and the front. But once you complete your tufts, you're going to go ahead and tug and pull your fabric tight and make sure you staple it on the inside of your board. Adjust the fabric how you see fit. So remember, I had inches missing from my headboard. I'm going to use 1.5 inch wood screws to connect my boards to a 2x4. I'm going to insert at least at least 6 screws into this board to make sure that my headboard is connected and it has the width that I need it to be. This 2x4 that I am connecting will also double as a stand for my headboard to help stand it up so it's just not flat to the ground. I only had to add extra boards to one side because I was only missing 4 inches. But I do have 3 2x4s. I'm going to connect 1 to each outer corner, and then I have a short one that's connected to the middle. If what I said did not make sense, here is a snippet of me showing you how I connected the boards to help make it sturdy. Now it is time for the headboard. The foam that I am laying here is old foam that I had from a previous headboard that I jacked up. So I'm going to lay that, and then I'm going to take 3 new pieces of foam and I'm going to lay it across. Same steps as the footboards, using the spray adhesive and staples to adhere it to the board. Don't forget to trim your foam to fit the board. Back to these measurements. For the headboard, I did 10 by 10. So 10 inches down and 10 inches over make your first mark. You will see me make a note for a 8 by 10, but I didn't go with that measurement. I went with a 10 by 10 to make it easy on myself. Again, I repeated the same steps that I did in the beginning, checked it with my washers. I checked my distance in the middle. Then I'm going to go around each corner of the headboard and create those 10 by 10 marks, which will allow me to draw my lines that go straight across, so that I know where my 10-inch marks are going to go. Then you're going to go across each line, or you could just use the top line like I did and make your 10-inch marks. Then I'm going to connect the 10-inch marks to the next line vertically. After that, I make my X marks connecting my boxes corner to corner, which will give me my diamond effect. I also use different colors, highlighters and markers, just so I'm able to differentiate which lines are which. Here I was showing you what it looks like up close, and I got excited because I saw a big diamond, but don't do that. Go with the little diamonds. If you keep watching, you will see why. Go in and make your holes in your foam. Next up, add your batting, staple your batting, put the holes in your batting. Now you are going to lay out your fabric. Keep in mind, some of the fabrics that you buy are not wide enough, so you have to connect them. How I'm going to connect it is I'm going to overlay the fabric on top of each other, but I'm going to make sure that where it falls into each other, it's on top of the line where I'm going to put a washer and a screw to make the tufting effect so that it connects together, if that makes sense. Keep watching and you'll understand. Like the first time, I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle. Always start in the middle. So as you can see, the fabric looks like it's one piece of fabric because I started in the middle. Be sure to fold your fabric in if your edge is unfinished. You may have to add more pressure, but this will give you a clean look. Continue to do what you did for the footboards. Reach under your fabric, locate the hole, place the washer and the screw, and drill it down. Tug at your fabric to give you the tufting effect that you are looking for. So I realized with making my pattern that it made a square effect instead of a diamond effect, right? So what I'm gonna do is, it looks like a diamond here, but once I do it, I guess I should have left this middle one out and then it would have made my diamond. But I'm gonna go in and do some in between to give it a true tufted effect, like my inboard there. So keep watching, I'm gonna get it right. Because I caught this after my first row and a half, I am able to go back in and fix this. I fixed it by going to each diamond like I did previously. Okay, now I have a diamond look and it doesn't look just like a square, so I'm gonna go back in between those and add one like these. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, so just in case somebody doesn't understand, but I'm gonna go fill in every one of these points to make that full diamond and not just a square. Got it? So that one, that one, that one, that one, just like how I did that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to include some more of this. Just go and complete your diamonds. On the headboard, I went between rows up and down, but I didn't go too far. Like I said, make sure that you don't block where your holes are. You want to continue to create your tufting effect. So before finishing my tufting, I went and I did a measurement of how high my mattress is on top of my box springs, so I could know where to stop my tufting because part of it would not be shown. And I used smaller screws toward the bottom because I ran out of washers and screws, but I still need the tufting effect on the edges. So as you can see, those appear smaller, but it works because you can't really see it due to the footboard and the mattress. Now you're going to tuck your fabric. This took some time to try to get the edges to fall right, but take your time and you'll get the look that you want. Be sure to staple and trim. Okay, so remember I said I ran out of screws. I had to use longer screws in order to finish my project. So I'm going to take some leftover foam, adhesive, and staples, and I'm going to cover up those screws. So if my headboard rubs across my wall, it doesn't scratch it. After this, I finished trim any extra fabric that I had left over, and I pushed the headboard in place, and it looks absolutely amazing. I can't believe I finally built this bed all by myself. If you can get help, please get help because your back will be thrown out like that man on Men in Black with that little jacked up walk. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you in my next video.